What if I told you that every single morning when you wake up and drink that glass of plain water, you are actually missing the single most powerful opportunity your body gives you to feel 20 years younger, stronger, and more alive than you have felt in decades? What if the reason your energy is crashing by noon, your blood pressure is climbing, your joints feel stiff, your mind feels foggy, and your body feels like it is working against you, is not your age, not your genetics, not some unavoidable curse of getting older, but simply because nobody ever told you what to ADD to your water? What if one simple, cheap, scientifically validated ingredient, something sitting in your kitchen or available at any grocery store, could literally open up your blood vessels, flood your muscles and brain with oxygen-rich blood, drop your blood pressure naturally, restore your stamina, and reignite the energy you thought was gone forever? And what if men over 50 who discovered this secret are right now walking around with the circulation of a 30-year-old, the mental clarity of their prime, and the physical confidence they thought belonged only to their past? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly what to add to your water every single day, and why plain water alone is quietly and slowly working against your body after the age of 50. This is the conversation that nobody in mainstream medicine is having with you, and it changes everything. What if the simplest habit of your day, drinking water, has been robbing you of your health, your energy, and your vitality for years? Not because water is bad, but because after 50, plain water is simply not enough anymore. Let me tell you something that will completely change how you think about your body. Inside every blood vessel in your human body, there is a microscopic lining called the endothelium. This lining produces a molecule so critical, so powerful, so absolutely essential to your survival that scientists who discovered it won the Nobel Prize in medicine. That molecule is called nitric oxide. And if you are a man over 50, your body is producing dramatically less of it right now than it was 10 years ago. And that one biological fact is behind almost every health complaint you are experiencing today. Here's what is truly shocking. By the time a man reaches 55, his nitric oxide production has dropped by nearly 50% compared to when he was 25. Half. Gone. And nobody is talking about this at your annual checkup. Your doctor is not sitting across from you saying, "Sir, your nitric oxide levels are dangerously low, and this is why your blood pressure is rising. This is why you feel exhausted. This is why your memory is slipping. This is why your workouts feel impossible. And this is why your cardiovascular system is quietly deteriorating." Nobody is saying that, but the science is screaming it. Nitric oxide is your body's master signal molecule. It tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. When your vessels expand, blood flows freely. When blood flows freely, oxygen reaches your heart muscle efficiently. Your brain gets the fuel it needs to think sharply. Your muscles receive the nutrients they need to perform and recover. Every organ in your body depends on circulation. And circulation depends entirely on nitric oxide. This is not opinion. This is foundational, peer-reviewed, Nobel Prize-winning science. So why does this matter specifically when you drink water? Because hydration and nitric oxide production are inseparably linked. Your endothelial cells, those tiny cells lining your blood vessels that manufacture nitric oxide, require specific compounds, specific cofactors, and specific levels of hydration to function. When you drink plain water, you hydrate the body. Yes, but you completely miss the opportunity to simultaneously fuel your nitric oxide engine. You are essentially pouring regular gasoline into a car that now needs premium fuel with specific additives to run properly. Now here is where it gets extraordinary. Nature has already provided us with some of the most powerful nitric oxide-boosting compounds on the planet, and they are not exotic. They are not expensive. They are not pharmaceutical. They are sitting right in your grocery store, right in your kitchen, available to you right now. The first is beetroot, and I want you to understand how profoundly remarkable beetroot actually is for your body. Beetroot contains some of the highest concentrations of dietary nitrates found in any food on Earth. When you consume these nitrates, your body converts them through a two-step enzymatic process, first into nitrite and then into nitric oxide, directly inside your blood vessels. Research published in the journal Hypertension demonstrated that men who consumed beetroot juice experienced a measurable drop in systolic blood pressure within just hours. Not weeks, hours. The vasodilation was so significant and so rapid that researchers described it as comparable to pharmaceutical intervention. Now imagine adding concentrated beetroot powder to your morning water every single day. You are essentially giving your cardiovascular system a daily opening ceremony, throwing open the gates of your blood vessels and letting life-giving blood flow the way it was designed to flow. But we do not stop there, because there is another compound that works at the cellular level in a way that beetroot alone cannot achieve, and that compound is L-citrulline. Here is why this amino acid is so shocking in its effectiveness. Unlike L-arginine, which your digestive system breaks down rapidly before it can do its work, L-citrulline survives digestion, travels to your kidneys, and is converted directly into L-arginine inside the cells that need it most. It essentially bypasses the bottleneck. Your endothelial cells receive the L-arginine they need to synthesize nitric oxide with almost no interference, no breakdown, no waste. Studies conducted at major research institutions have shown that men taking L-citrulline experienced significant improvements in arterial stiffness, exercise performance, and erectile function, all of which are directly dependent on nitric oxide production. Adding L-citrulline powder to your water is not a wellness trend. It is targeted, evidence-based biochemical support for your aging cardiovascular system. Then there is pomegranate, and pomegranate deserves far more respect than most people give it. Pomegranate is loaded with a class of polyphenols called punicalagins, which are so powerful that they have been shown in research to protect the endothelial cells themselves from oxidative stress. Here is the critical piece. Nitric oxide is destroyed by oxidative stress. Free radicals attack and neutralize nitric oxide before it can even do its job. Pomegranate's polyphenols create a protective environment inside your blood vessels where nitric oxide can actually survive long enough to work. One remarkable study showed that men who consumed pomegranate extract daily over a period of weeks experienced not just preserved nitric oxide levels, but actually increased nitric oxide activity, something that almost never happens naturally in men over 50 without intervention. It is a guardian for your most important signaling molecule. Now let us talk about something that most men are profoundly deficient in, and most do not even know it: magnesium. Over 70% of men over 50 are functionally deficient in magnesium. This is catastrophic for nitric oxide production because magnesium is a required cofactor for the enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide synthase, or ENOS, which is the very enzyme that manufactures nitric oxide inside your blood vessel walls. Without adequate magnesium, that enzyme underperforms. It does not matter how much beetroot you eat, how much citrulline you take. If your magnesium is depleted, your nitric oxide machinery is running on a broken engine. Adding magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate to your water is like finally giving your nitric oxide factory the electricity it needs to actually run. Men who correct their magnesium deficiency consistently report improvements in sleep quality, blood pressure, muscle function, and mental clarity. All consequences of restored nitric oxide production. And then there is something as humble and universally available as fresh lemon juice. Do not underestimate this. Lemon contains vitamin C in its natural bioavailable form, and vitamin C does something extraordinary for nitric oxide. It dramatically extends its lifespan inside your body. Vitamin C neutralizes the specific free radicals that destroy nitric oxide molecules. It essentially keeps your nitric oxide working longer, circulating further, dilating more blood vessels, delivering more oxygen for more time after you produce it. Squeezing half a lemon into your morning water is not just a wellness habit. It is a biochemical strategy that amplifies the effect of every other nitric oxide boosting compound in your system. The combination of lemon, beetroot, citrulline, pomegranate, and magnesium in your morning water creates a synergistic nitric oxide environment that plain water could never come close to achieving. Let us also discuss something that men over 50 must understand about the timing of this hydration. Your nitric oxide production is at its absolute lowest in the morning, after hours of sleep, with your body in a mild state of dehydration, your cortisol elevated, your endothelial function at its daily nadir. This is the window during which men are statistically most vulnerable to cardiovascular events. This is the morning heart attack window. And this is precisely why your first drink of the day matters more than any other decision you make before noon. Flooding your system with nitric oxide precursors and cofactors first thing in the morning is not just about energy. It is about protection. It is about giving your cardiovascular system the fuel it needs to navigate the most physiologically challenging hours of the day. The cumulative impact of optimizing your nitric oxide levels through this enhanced hydration strategy is staggering when you look at the data. Men who consistently support their nitric oxide production report and demonstrate, through measurable clinical markers, reductions in blood pressure, improvements in endothelial function scores, increased VO2 max, enhanced cognitive test scores, better quality erections, faster muscle recovery, improved insulin sensitivity, and reduced markers of systemic inflammation. These are not minor improvements. These are life-changing biological transformations, and they begin with something as simple as what you add to your morning glass of water. Your body is not broken. Your body is not simply old. Your body is under-resourced. It is missing the specific molecular signals and cofactors it needs to perform the way it is designed to perform. And the beautiful, empowering, scientifically supported truth is that you have the power to change that starting tomorrow morning. You do not need a prescription. You do not need an expensive procedure. You need information, intention, and the right ingredients in your water every single day. The message of everything you have just heard is this: aging is not the enemy. Ignorance is. Your body at 50, at 60, at 70 still has extraordinary biological capacity. It still contains the same endothelial cells, the same enzymatic machinery, the same molecular pathways that produced abundant nitric oxide in your youth. They have not disappeared. They have been starved of the support they need. And now you know exactly how to provide that support. Stop drinking plain water as though your body is the same as it was at 25. Upgrade your hydration, feed your biology, respect the science, and watch what your body does when you finally give it what it has been asking for all along. The transformation is real. The research is clear. The choice is yours.